You're watching the Paris game
on NewsChannel 8.
Live, this is NewsChannel 8 at 11 on your side.
The heartbreaking recovery from Debbie goes on.
And I lost everything and I'm homeless.
And countless cars left submerged. How to tell if your car needs professional help.
And the so-called Superman of the pommel horse is back in the Bay Area after helping the men's gymnastics team back to the podium.
I honestly couldn't have pictured the trip going as well as it did.
Now he's sharing his Olympic journey with NewsChannel 8.
Good evening, I'm Keith Kate.
I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. An absolutely devastating scene in Sarasota tonight as people are being taken back to their homes by boat to see just how bad the damage is. Many of these homes still have feet of water inside, and a lot of the homeowners say they don't have flood insurance.
NewsChannel 8's Nicole Rogers is joining us live from the Laurel Meadows neighborhood. This is in Sarasota. And Nicole, we've watched the waters rise there most of the day in this area, but what's it like tonight?
Jen, Keith, I don't think that these waters have receded at all, which is absolutely devastating for a community that right now has no end in sight. We've spoken with people who say they've lost everything and they're now homeless, and others who had to escape from their homes all by boat. If you take a look, this is what we're looking at here tonight. You can see this entire neighborhood just sitting in a large pool of water. And just a few moments ago, a man walked by us and saw this, just a huge pool of water. And he said, how do I get home? I can't walk through this. I can't drive through this. And of course, he's going to need to get help from the county because people are homeless tonight and losing everything. There are a few resources I want to let you know about, though. First off, there is a tip hotline that we have on our website that you can call if you need help removing any debris. They have volunteer organizations that are at bay ready to help. There are also several areas on our website where you can fill out forms to let the county know what damage you have so that they can begin to assess it. For now, live in Sarasota, Nicole Rogers, 8 on your side.
Thank you, Nicole. In parts of Sarasota's Pinecraft community, floodwaters are still too deep to allow residents to even return to their homes. In the areas closest to the Philippi Creek, some homes are still several feet underwater. Families are waiting for the water to recede so they can salvage any belongings and valuables they can. The Schrock family owns 2 homes along one of the hardest hit streets, and they lost 3 cars and virtually everything they own.
Yeah, the emotions are all over. It was hard to grasp of losing everything.
Friends and neighbors have opened up their homes to those who lost everything. Sarasota County officials say the shelter at Suncoast Technical College is also housing 31 residents and 19 pets.
And now take a look at this video as seen from the air. Right in this area right here, the driver of this car thought they could make it across a flooded road in Parrish earlier today, but as you can see, the water was just too much. Manatee County officials, as well as a Good Samaritan, had to rescue the woman who became trapped there. A good reminder that if you see water on the road and you don't know if you can make it through, don't try it. Remember the sage advice from the National Weather Service when it comes to flood waters: turn around. Don't drown. Our chief meteorologist, Jeff Baradelli, joining us now to talk a little bit more about what's left.
Yeah, the big question, when can we expect all of that water to recede?
It's going to take a while. I mean, some rivers have crested already. Some still have to crest over the next day or two. So it's going to take until the end of the week for the water to recede, maybe the weekend. We're not adding insult to injury. Over the last 72 hours, we've been inundated, and the situation is obviously devastating for a lot of folks in the Bay Area with that water and that rainfall just moving over the same areas over and over again for 24 to 36 hours. Now the rain is moving up the eastern seaboard. You can see how much it left behind. 19 inches of rain in Parrish, Sarasota 18 inches of rain, Siesta Key 13 inches, and in Brandon around 8.5 inches of rain. We still have major flooding in our rivers. The Alafaya River, this is forecast to crest tomorrow, and then it will drop on Thursday and Friday. Let's talk about the Little Manatee River at Waimama. You can see this reached 19 feet, 19 and a half feet, almost a record. It is going to be slowly dropping over the next couple of days. And then last is the Manatee River at Rye Bridge. This actually reached a record high, over 20 feet. That has already crested, and it is now on the way down. The good news is, for the most part, we're going to be dry, although still some quick-hitting showers moving through tomorrow morning for the commute. We'll talk more about your work week forecast and into the weekend in just a bit.
Thank you, Jeff. In Polk County, a boat ramp closure is angering the anglers there, but county officials say it's all about the safety. They closed the Lake Hancock boat ramp due to high water discharges from Debbie in coordination with Swift Mud. Commercial fishermen say their livelihood will be impacted by the closure, and they're calling for the ramp to reopen, at least for the professionals.
Open it up now so that people that make a living here can at least go out there and provide for their family, because it's people's family on the line here.
No word on how long it will be closed. Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz took the stage for the first time as running mates at a campaign event in Philadelphia today.
The vice president announced Walz as her VP pick this morning, only a day after she officially became the Democratic nominee. Walz, who is a 60-year-old Midwest governor, also served in Congress from 2006 to 2019. Today, he posted a campaign video introducing himself to Americans. He's seen by many as a safer choice for Harris, thanks to his work advancing progressive policies as governor, including free school meal programs and strong gun control legislation. While addressing supporters, Harris praised her running mate and shared her goal to strengthen America's middle class. And then Governor Walz delivered his first remarks and wasted no time criticizing former President Donald Trump and Senator J.D. Vance.
And I got to tell you, his running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country. J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda.
And speaking of Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance, he was quick to go after Tim Walz, calling him a San Francisco-style far-left radicals in the U.S. government at any level.
This is a guy who's proposed shipping more manufacturing jobs to China, who wants to make the American people more reliant on garbage energy instead of good American energy, and has proposed defunding the police just as Kamala Harris does.
Vice President Harris and Governor Walz plan to do more rallies in battleground states, including Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona, and Nevada. And now for an Olympic update. All eyes on the track tonight, with Americans going for gold in a number of close races.
Yes, Next Star's Jack Doles has the very latest from Paris. In terms of overall medals and gold medals, take a look at the latest medal count. There's Team USA right there at the top of the leaderboard. 86 total medals, including 24 gold. They surpassed China earlier this afternoon. One of the highlights of this Olympic Games came from a Bay Area athlete who helped Team USA medal in men's gymnastics for the first time since 2008.
They call him the Clark Kent of the pommel horse, but tonight he had a homecoming in Sarasota befitting of Superman. NewsChannel 8's Lenny Supal reports.
And you know, he's already talking about making another appearance at the Olympics in 2028.
I think everybody wants to see him again. I mean, look what he's done already.
I mean, he does. When he takes off those glasses, come on.
The strength, too.
Superman.
He is. Still to come tonight. Were you one of the many motorists who faced floodwaters on Bay Area roads this weekend?
Yeah, if you did, what did you do? Turn around? Drive through them? Coming up, Better Call Bankin has some advice from the pros about how to handle your ride if it got a little waterlogged.
Have you been in an auto accident? You need help fast. Call 1-800-ASK-GARY, even from the scene. Your free 24/7 auto accident helpline.
Who's ready for some football? The Bucs are back. The moment is here. And this year, they've got big expectations. Let's do this. It all kicks off Saturday at 7 when the Bucs go to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals on the CW Tampa Bay. Let's start it up. Is this Bucs team ready to win its fourth consecutive NFC South title? Are you ready, Tampa Bay? Don't miss any of the action Saturday at 7 on the CW Tampa Bay.
Sponsored by Tampa General Hospital, the region's only academic health system.
Tonight, a Clearwater police detective is facing 8 public corruption charges.
We're told Detective Frederick Lease was serving in Clearwater's narcotics unit. Investigators say he abused that position to tip off 2 suspects in a drug trafficking investigation, Matthew Turner and Henry Smith.
Other than simply being a corrupt cop, it appears that Lease was friends with Turner and Smith, and that his friendship with these drug traffickers was more important to him than upholding his oath of office.
Lease faces felony charges, including unlawful disclosure of criminal investigative information. He is in jail on a $200,000 bond. As we mentioned at the top of the show, much of the Bay Area is still dealing with flooding from Hurricane Debbie, and that didn't stand a chance in all that water.
The worry now, do those vehicles just need to dry out, or are they seriously damaged? 8 on Your Side consumer investigator Shannon Benton has that story.
Man, we saw so many vehicles like that over the weekend. It
is devastating. And we always say it's not just a tropical storm.
Yeah.
Because we always think about the wind as being the most dangerous and the storm surge, and they are the most dangerous, but sometimes the most damaging is the flooding. And in our area, even Ian, flooding from rain was the most damaging. It wasn't necessarily the wind. That's why we always say it's not just a tropical storm or just a low-end hurricane. We're switching gears and talking about now the humidity in the atmosphere. It is going to be so tropically humid for the next couple of days. And because of that, those feels-like temperatures, not just during the afternoons, but during the night and during the morning are going to be off the charts. Right now, it feels like 103 in St. Pete, 105 in Venice, 99 degrees is what it feels like in Tampa. A couple sunset shots for you. This is from Lynn in Sun City Center. Thank you, Lynn. And this beautiful one. Look at the reflections on the water there in Lake Wales. Thank you, Sharon, for that shot. Temperature in Tampa is 86 degrees right now. The dew point is 81. So, I mean, that's a dew point that is just about as high as it goes. It's tropically humid out there. It's going to stay that way the next several days. At least we don't have anything on the radar. As you can see, the mugginess forecast is at the very top of the scale every day over the next 8 days. And our morning lows are going to be near records or at records. 84 degrees on Thursday morning in Tampa, 83 degrees on Friday morning in Tampa, when we should be in the mid-70s. So this is some real heat in the mornings. And looking at our rain chances, staying below normal, that's good news. We're not going to add insult to injury in terms of flooding. The storm chances will increase a little bit as we head into Sunday and next week. Good news for boaters by the weekend, but not until then. It's going to be breezy the next several days, so your seas will be rough and the surf will be rough for beachgoers, but it's going to turn much calmer as we head into the weekend. Here's a look at your 8-day forecast now, and it'll be nice to get a break from being waterlogged. We're going to see those chances of rain only 30 or 40%, but those rain chances up a little bit as we head into Sunday in the low to mid-80s with daytime highs around 90, but those feels like temperatures 105 to 110. That's Check Your Weather Forecast.
Coming up next in sports, the Bucs' Vita Vea, known for his size and speed on the defensive line.
So why did he downsize for the upcoming season? Dan Lucas has the details.
You're watching News Channel 8.
The station on your side.
Cheers to the morning and starting it off right with the best local news coverage, a forecast to plan your day around, and traffic reports to beat the morning rush. Wake up with News Channel 8 today, weekday mornings.
Now, Bucs outside linebacker Yaya Diaby was a spectator at training camp this morning. Fans will take that. Diaby was carted off the field last week with an ankle injury. Still aiming for that opening day return. Now, if you've had a chance to get out to camp this summer, you might notice something a little different with defensive lineman Vita Vea. Kenny Morales explains. And a reminder, we're on the CW this Saturday for the Bucs and the Bengals. Kickoff 7 o'clock. We are live at 6:30 with the Bucs bonus pregame show from Cincinnati. Rays in St. Louis tonight taking on the Cardinals. First inning, Yandy Diaz led off with a walk, and then Brandon Lau follows with a 2-run homer. That's how you start a ball game, but the Cardinals get it back and then some in the second. Tommy Pham, our old pal, a 2-run shot here off Jeffrey Springs, makes it 4-2. Rays rally, but they fall short tonight, 4-3 to begin that series there. Tommy Pham, he was a trade deadline guy there. I liked him when he was with the Rays. Real serious all the time.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Artificial intelligence is changing the world, and sometimes not for the better. I'm Brittany Muller, and I'll show you how some people are using AI to harm kids, and it's perfectly legal. Watch Thursday night at 11 on News Channel 8.
So it is drying out, but we still have these outer bands because the storm is stuck on the South Carolina coast, so we're still kind of on the edge of the circulation. So every once in a while we get a band that moves through. Maybe a passing shower tomorrow morning for the commute. Could be a quick downpour, but it's not going to make the flooding any worse. That's good news. Otherwise, it's partly sunny tomorrow. We start at 82. We end at like 91 degrees, but the feels like temperatures all day are just going to be oppressive, even for our standards.
Sticky. All right.
Yuck.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. There is more Olympic coverage coming your way.
Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow for News Channel 8 at 11.
Good night, Gracie.